Let's plant. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Chuck. You're watching episode 175 of Let's Plant. Welcome to my garden. Last episode, I've been talking about how I wanted to raise this whole bed up by just a little bit to get ahead of all of the rains and the flooding that we might get in winter. I've been planning to do this for quite some time now, but I've been so busy with work. But as it turns out, Monday is a public holiday. It is Labor Day here in Victoria, and that means I've got a whole long weekend in front of me. This is my chance to put some labor in the garden, so to speak. Again, as I mentioned in the last episode, I wanted to raise this entire spot, but in order to do that, I would have to clear it of all of my plants first. We will be doing that today. Now I plan to pull up the plants from here all the way to right here, and that sounds like a lot of work. So let's pull up our gloves and get right to pulling. You know, I absolutely love this part, and just thinking about pulling up these plants, oof. I'd hate to ruin this look, but what can we do? We need to raise the whole thing. Before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge this comment from Johan Alberson in the last episode, sharing a video topic suggestion about how different species distribute their root system, shallow versus deep. He thinks it would be informative, and I definitely agree. This is something I am curious about as well. I would have to revisit this in a future video. Now let's get back to it. The small clumping echeveria are generally easy to pull up. Their roots spread out like nets. They don't go that far and they don't go that deep as well, making it easier to pull them up. Like I previously said, I do not know exactly how deep or how far they cast their net of roots, and that's something that I would like to know as well. I think I would like to do a proper experiment on that. Unfortunately, it is autumn here in Australia, and I don't think I'll get enough growing time for my echeveria before they go dormant in winter, so I'll probably have to earmark that for next spring. I hope I don't forget. As you can see, there's a lot of these plants to go through, so I think I'll put on some music. Yeah.
Maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's the start of where it ends. I know. It comes down to all or nothing. This time it's for real, we can't pretend. You know, they're closing in, and I don't wanna miss a shot.
We're now halfway through clearing up the area, and these are all of the plants that I've pulled out so far. There are still a bunch at the back, but I'm thinking of leaving them there because they are tall plants and I wouldn't want to mess with the back anymore. That's a lot of things to do there. Apart from that, there are a whole bunch of pots and bowls still in the ground. I'm definitely going to dig them up, remove them from here, place them somewhere else temporarily. That way I would have a clear area to work in. There's also the matter of the top dressing or the gravel that I have littered all over the area. I would also need to scoop them out so I could put them back in later on. Now I haven't thought of the final design for this section yet. All I know is I want to raise the ground level, the garden bed level, but I haven't really thought of how I should put everything together. One potential idea is to maybe clear out the area, clear out the middle section where this pergola is. Maybe, just a little spot where I could stand in the middle. That way I could get to the plants on the ledges behind me. Because right now, whenever I feel the need to inspect them, to water them, look at them, I would have to precariously step over the plants in the middle. Hopefully I don't step on any actual plants and just keep on the rocks, on the pebbles. But that gets kind of tiring after a while. So yeah, a better use of this space is what I need. Now after pulling everything out, as you can see, I have a whole lot of plants here. I generally try to group them into trays. That way when I finally get back to replanting everything, I just have to pick up a tray at a time and I don't have to scout through multiple trays because that would just be so annoying. Over in the smaller trays, I have some of the smaller plants, and on the larger trays, I've got the very clumpy, the ones that I really have a lot of. So stuff like the Echeveria elegans, the Echeveria imbricata, and I think this is a cloudburst. And over here, I've got the Mexican giants, which I plan to multiply and spread out because other people don't usually do that. And a whole mix of other ground cover plants that I would be placing in between the arrangements. So yeah, I think we should get back to it.
In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the taste of where you go. I follow when I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. When I give it.
So tired. Are you tired? You're not tired? You still have energy. Now that I've mostly cleared out this area, I would need to roughly know how much soil I would be needing to top up this garden bed. And to do that, I need to calculate the volume. Some measurements are in order. By my measurements, this plot comes to around 4.5 meters long, 1.5 meters wide, and I think I should raise it by at least 1/10 of a meter. And computing the volume of that gives me 0.675 cubic meters. That's not as bad as I thought. I was originally thinking of getting 2 cubic meters, but maybe I'll settle with 1.5 cubic meters of soil in total, because surely there's other places that I could top up right now. Now as for the filling strategy, I'm thinking of keeping the back part the same height as it is now and make the front part considerably higher than it currently is. So maybe adding about 0.1 or 0.2 meters above, something like this, and make it slope backwards. I didn't really want to touch the back because I wouldn't want additional weight to be bearing down on the fence because it might topple it down. So let's leave the stable but raise the front. That also solves some of our flooding problems because water would just be trickling down towards the back. And who knows, that might be a viable irrigation strategy, because if I water the front, or at least if the rain drenches the front, the back parts would also get wet and they would get the water that they need. I think that's a win-win. Now I've cleared this whole bed of plants. Just ignore the ones at the back because I'm keeping them that way. I might just trim them or something. And that leaves us with all of these rocks. Part of me wants to remove everything. You know, we just have a blank, an empty canvas to work on next episode. But I've done a lot today, man. I'm so tired. And I'll probably leave that decision for the future Chuck to do. I think, at least I know, I want the larger rocks to be pushed back to serve as the mulch for the larger plants, and hopefully that would prevent them from further spreading outwards or towards the front. As for the smaller pebbles, this one's, I really have no idea where I want to place them. At least not yet. So again, I'll leave that as a problem for the future Chuck to solve. And I'm already dreading it. And then there's also all of these plants that we pulled up just now. I don't know what to do with them. All I know is I want to reuse most of this as ground cover for the entire plot. I want it completely covered except the stepping areas. And yeah, I'm going to keep them mostly shaded, I guess, because they are bare rooted, they are unprotected, they are not in soil. All of their roots would dry out if I leave them this way for a long time. So it would be best if they are somewhere a bit protected so they won't burn and they won't die quickly. Thankfully, the next few days, according to the forecast, would be overcast or maybe even a bit rainy. And that might help my cause, but I also need to get that soil delivered as soon as possible while we still have the long weekend. So otherwise I won't have much time to do it on any other days. That's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen. Do you have something to say, Nikki?
Please push the like and the subscribe button and the bell.
Listen to her. We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Time.
And next time. I will talk first, okay? And that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching it.
And what we do now?
You will say, please hit like and subscribe to our channel, okay?
Please.
Wait, I will say it again. I'll say it again. Cut! And that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far.
And please push the like and subscribe button.
Listen to her. Please do that. And say thank you
Thank
and
you.
bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's try another one. Okay. You say, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Okay?
Push the like.
Push like button and subscribe to our channel. Or you can say, push the like button and push the like and subscribe button and the notification bell.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, again. And that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen. And
Daddy, I have a good idea.
yeah?
When I say the channel is finished, have a good day and subscribe the like and subscribe button and the bell.
Okay. Alright, I will talk again. That's the end of this episode. I hope you again. And that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen. again.